Good day and welcome to Asset TV Boutiques Connect with me, Zama Zulu. In today's session, I am joined here by Stefan Engelbrecht, who is a portfolio manager at Mazi Asset Management. Stefan, lovely to see you and welcome. I believe this is the first appearance for Mazi, so I think it's quite exciting for you guys. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of you on Asset TV sessions.
I'm sure you will.
Fabulous. So, Stefan, for today's conversation, I thought let's maybe just talk about something that's quite interesting that you have started at Mazi. I believe in 2023, in November, you launched some portfolios that utilize machine learning. Can you maybe just take us through some of the reasons for the timing of the launch of these capabilities, as well as, how Mazi as an asset manager has been evolving by utilizing machine learning?
Sure. Thanks, Zama. So, Mazi's investment slogan and motto has always been delivery through diversity. And that's not just on the investment analyst's culture or background, but also the way that they think and how they come to their conclusions. And that's why it was quite a natural fit for Mazi when we came to them and we told them that we want to implement machine learning and artificial intelligence to identify high probability investment opportunities. And they thought, well, that's very different to the way they're thinking, which was more of the fundamental stock picking and analysis. And they said, well, this is diversifying their investment approach. And that is why we joined them. And then we finally got the regulatory issues over the board, and in November 2023 we launched the two funds.
Okay, that actually sounds quite exciting. So in general, I mean, sometimes one hears views from whoever in the market on machine learning investing in particular, that it sometimes seems like a black box type of investing. No one really knows what's actually going on behind the scenes. Can you maybe just take us through how your approach operates? Obviously, I understand there's IP involved, so you don't need to share too much detail on it, but maybe just kind of give us an idea of how your machine learning process actually works.
Yeah, happily the black box questions started to dissipate slightly since the launch of ChatGPT and people just getting a lot more comfortable and seeing the output a lot more in real life. But basically, machine learning, I mean, it's been evolving since 1760 when the theory started to evolve. So it's really not something new. It's just finally we've got the data and we've got the processing power and capabilities to actually now implement these strategies that's been coming since, as I say, almost 300 years ago. So the way we're doing it is we're trying still to use supervised machine learning, so keeping the neural networks a little bit at bay. That is where you really get into the big, black box. And supervised machine learning is basically like a regression analysis. So you give the algorithm certain features like valuation, quality, momentum, growth, all of these characteristics that we as humans also look at and that we found can be very good at identifying good investment opportunities. You provide that to the machine learning algorithms and it will go and find combinations of these features or characteristics that led in the past and hopefully will continue to lead into the future into good investment performance.
Is this being amalgamated in the portfolios with the traditional fundamental bottom-up stock selection process that Mazi has traditionally used?
That's a very good question because we actually don't know the answer to that yet. So the approach that we've taken is we're starting from two very different starting points. Mazi is still very much traditional, value-orientated and fundamental research, and they still manage those funds in that same manner. We provide them with assistance, so we will show them our output and they can do with it what they wish. And we've also built for them a large language model that hopefully, which we call Mazi GPT, a very let's say interesting name, or not a lot of thought process probably going in there, but Mazi GPT. And basically what that does is it just makes the investment process a lot quicker, more streamlined, and making it easier for those fundamental analysts to get to the information quicker and in an efficient manner. And then on our side, we are taking it from a little bit of a different approach where we believe that the machines can make better decisions than humans. So we do research and we go and find the features that we believe will lead to high probability investments. And then the machine will go and run the algorithm. And once it provides the output, we try to step away as much as possible and just implement that. So where it's going to end, we don't know. Perhaps there is a bit of a mixture at the end, or where they incorporate more of us or we incorporate more of them. But at this stage, the way we're starting is we are using machines entirely, and they are utilizing it just for their more traditional value approach.
All right, so that's interesting. So in your case, there's no human intervention whatsoever in the decision-making process. Once the machine has done its thing, you let it continue. And then you see the output. Just out of interest, I mean, fair enough, it's been a very short period of time since November 2023 when you launched these products. But I'm just curious, what are you able to quantify the value that this machine learning has actually generated, the contribution to overall returns at this stage? Is that possible, or is it still too short a period of time?
It's definitely still too short a period of time to say with any conviction. But what we found is that the model is performing exactly as our back-tested results would have predicted. So it's continuing to perform the way we expect it to do. And it has been performing quite well and meeting our expectations. So thus far, we are still very excited about it. The volatility in the markets over the past few months has been difficult, but I think it's been difficult for everybody. So it's definitely not the holy grail of investment that will just adapt to everything on the fly. It is just another way of identifying stocks. Sometimes it can be wrong, sometimes it can be right, but we just believe that using these machine learning algorithms, you can actually calculate the real probability of a stock being successful or unsuccessful as an investment opportunity. And by continuously investing in the high probability opportunities, you're becoming the house instead of the gambler at the casino.
All right, so what products do you currently have available that utilize this machine learning, and how can one access them? I'm just thinking if any of our viewers are interested in investing.
Yeah, so we've got two products at the moment. We've got a hedge fund, the Mazi NextGen Prescient Long Short Equity Hedge Fund. Such a mouthful.
That's what I'm thinking. Can you say that faster?
And then we've got a flexible fund, the Prime NextGen Flexible Fund that's also managing, that's on basically like a balance fund, staying within the Reg 28 framework. And we're in the process, I mean, we're only now just over 1 year old, so it has sort of been a slow start to get them on the list, but the lists are getting more and more interested, and we're currently in the process of getting it basically on every single one of the lists that's out there.
And then just to clarify, the hedge fund, is that a RIF? Is
yes,
daily?
That's
okay,
a RIF. Daily traded, yes, retail
okay.
investor hedge fund.
Okay, excellent. And then just lastly, in closing, there are obviously a number of other managers who do or who claim to utilize machine learning as part of their investment process, so you're not alone. What would you say are your key differentiators as Mazi in this space, and why should you be considered for any allocations that are looking for this type of investment strategy? So
there are two key differentiators that I believe people should look at. Firstly, there's this weird view in the market that, you know, if you use machine learning, everybody will have the same investment output. That's definitely, you cannot be further from the truth. That's almost like saying that just because an asset manager is using Excel and the other one is also using Excel, they must get to the same answer on the valuation metrics. Machine learning model has so much of the asset manager in it as well. Your bias, your views will sort of come through these machine learning. It's just a more efficient way of calculating it. So it's obviously that our experience, our history in the markets, I believe that differentiates us. And then also the next one is that we actually do listen to these algorithms. It's not just a filter. It's not just a tool to get more information. In those two products that I mentioned, the machine is the real trigger puller. We are just there to monitor, to make sure that it doesn't go into all small cap stocks or take high risk positions like that. That's the only role of us as humans. So it's to guide the machine, to give it the information, but then once it gives us the information, we try to implement it as far as we can without any of our biases and shortcomings coming through.
Okay, excellent. All right. No, but unfortunately, that's all we have time for this session. But thank you so much, Stefan, for coming through and sharing your insights on your particular portfolios that you've launched. And I wish you all the very best, and may they grow from strength to strength.
Thank you very much, Zama, and thanks for the opportunity. And you will definitely see us again.
Fabulous, fabulous. All right, and thank you so much to all of you who've been watching. And that's all we have time for today. And you must look after yourselves and take care.